We even have some breaking news to start the show. Literally
Really?
breaking. I didn't see it when I was doing the sheet about an hour ago, so.
Harrison Burton?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Good for him. I'll do that and a DH. And then you said we're doing Talladega too?
Yeah. Because our team lost last night, so we got to play Monday and Wednesday. And I'm not leaving until Saturday, but Thursday I'm on vacation mode.
That's fine.
Oh, wait. No, that's why we couldn't Thursday. It's my birthday Thursday. We're going up to dinner.
Oh, nice.
Why is this not... Ah! Yes, there it is. Alright, let's go through this. Check, 1, 2. Ryan, what's up?
Hey, Jay, how are you today?
Alright, just one more test on me. What's up, Patrick? Cool, we're ready to go.
Let me go to YouTube. Let me get in there. Thanks. You are like really in a bad spot. Search. New Lugs podcast alive. Make sure I get the. All right, headsets down. There we go. What's up, Patrick? Patrick in the chat. Oh, this is news. I like this. What you did on the for the show sheet.
Yeah, I didn't. I never stopped at Walmart this weekend.
Oh, you forgot to do the.
I knew I had to stop for something. I couldn't remember. For the life of me, I couldn't remember.
Okay, you do have the JJC news, which I am a fan of.
Yeah, great. She's gonna tear up half the field.
Well, I understand that, but still, it's good. It's good for her for being in. I'll explain later. Don't mind my voice right now. I got
the team she's on just fucking.
Yeah, exactly. Don't mind my voice tonight, fellas. All right. How are the Yankees doing, man?
I think they're 500.
Oh, God. Tell you what, Toronto's. How far are you from where Toronto's playing?
Hang on. All right, let me pull up the show sheet.
Yep. All right, I can do it like that. All right. Yeah, Anthony Mantha went to Washington and had a goal assist at first right there.
Throw that up. Throw this up. Pull Ryan up here, but sort of move you to the background.
There it is.
Fuck! Keep messing this up. I guess I should turn my volume off. All right. Ready? Ready to go?
Yep. Let's roll.
All right. Rolling intro.
Gentlemen, start your engines! I guess I'm out of control.
Ladies and gentlemen, after a week off, we are back here. Loose Lugs Podcast, episode 96. My name's AJ. With me, as always, my co-host Ryan. Ryan, say hello real quick here.
Hello, real quick here.
And I'm going to cut this intro music out to play the breaking news sound effect because we have some breaking news coming onto the show tonight.
That's right.
Breaking news that I did not see until right before we came on here. Ryan, I just got done with the show sheet about an hour ago. Just announced Harrison Burton to make his Cup Series debut at Talladega with Gaunt Brothers Racing, driving the 96 Toyota. That is an interesting debut.
Yes, it is, and happy for Harrison to get going into the Cup Series at Talladega. Hey, if you're going to start somewhere, might as well Talladega.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, let's do a little bit of a backward show here. Normally we start off with our banter, and then we go into, the recap of the race weekend.
I got you.
Let's just say we get into Tire Rub now. Let's just start with news tonight.
Let's try to do different. And for those of you watching, I got breaking news as well. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I had purchased some Rowdy Energy.
Ryan is a Rowdy Energy guy now.
Yep, I am a Rowdy Energy guy now.
Never thought I'd see the day.
I'm drinking the cotton candy one right now. Pretty good, but the cherry limeade so far is the best.
Ryan is a cherry limeade man. Wow.
That's right. So, pretty good stuff, I'm not going to lie.
No, not bad, man. Not bad. So, let's start with Tire Rub, then we'll do our banter, then we'll recap the weekend.
Yeah,
so,
might as well try it different this week. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, let's get it.
Left side. Pull this left fender out, left side.
Tire Rub's where we go over the news of the week, and, geez, this feels weird to start the show with that, but...
Yeah, no kidding.
This was some fresh news over the weekend that kind of has a lot more updates to it now. NASCAR is going to allow a limited hospitality starting at Darlington. So basically, each manufacturer is allowed a certain number of guests, or teams are allowed a certain number of guests to be in the garage area and in the infield prior to pre-race. Those guests have to be vaccinated and be able to prove their vaccination. So it's cool to start seeing fans again back, behind the pit wall and in the garage area again. We're getting closer to normalcy.
Yeah, it's definitely felt weird not seeing like the the camping in the infields and at some of these bigger tracks that you normally see. But kudos to Darlington for trying this and seeing how it goes. Obviously, they're going to have to show their vaccination card that they got both doses of the vaccine, or if they got the Johnson & Johnson, that they've been vaccinated. I kudos to Darlington.
Yeah, I mean, we knew we were at some point going to get back into where we start seeing fans around, different areas again. It's still no fan to driver interaction really at the track anymore.
Yeah. For
the time being, I should say. But it's cool that Darlington's letting this happen.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%, AJ. I think Darlington's going to be the what's the word I like to use? The test dummy, kind of like how they were when we went back to racing to see how if we could go back to racing during the pandemic. And so Darlington's like, hey, why we succeeded once before? Let's do it again.
And wasn't Bristol like the first track that allowed fans back, or was that Texas?
I thought that was, I thought it was Bristol.
Yeah, I think it was the All-Star race. Yeah. So, yep. I mean, NASCAR really does a pretty good job at setting the example, getting the lead on things, no pun intended. First sport to let fans back in, and now first sport that I know of that's letting fans back into restricted access areas. So, good to see.
Yes, it is. Let's hope it works out for the best.
Moving on to some other news, Ryan. You and I have differing opinions on this, but Jennifer Jo Cobb to make Cup debut at Talladega with none other than Rick Ware Racing.
Happy for Jennifer Jo Cobb. She's been in the sport for a while. Yeah, it's, as AJ says, with Rick Ware Racing. But congratulations to her, man.
Jeez, Rick Ware Racing. They're going to be in their own little field again.
I understand that, but you let her get some laps.
Hey, the good news is they'll miss all the wrecks. She
could win this thing.
Yeah. If every other car is out.
See, exactly.
No, I mean, I'm excited for her. It's awesome to have her in the Cup Series, for this debut.
Yeah, exactly.
It just could have been with a better team.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's good for them. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the team.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty vocal on that part.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But that was some good news to see this week. The last bit of news I had, Ryan, was NASCAR is to debut the manufacturer-specific next-gen cars on May 5th. So we'll finally get to see what the finished product looks like.
Kind of excited about that, actually. I know Ford was doing a little. Logano posted it on his Twitter. It had the Mustang emblem and all that, and it did like a quick video and all that. It was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, no, it was. It's interesting to see what we're gonna have next year. It's kind of got that same feeling we had when the COT was first debuted.
Oh yeah.
Everyone was kind of excited to see what it was, and we turned out a lot of people didn't like the way it looked, and
especially with the wing.
Although the racing, looking back on it, the package that they had during all that was spot on.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, they did the changes after a lot of complaints, and now we're moving on to the next gen, which is I'm excited to see it. I really am excited about this car for next year.
I got some breaking news too as well. Just before coming on, actually, I was reading something on Twitter that the Indy 500 is moving forward with fans. They don't know exactly how much fans they're going to have in attendance for the Indy 500 this year, but they will be having people in the stands.
Good.
Yep.
Best day in motorsports is getting even better.
Yes, it is.
So that's all I got for news, Ryan. So let's start with the banter. We had an off week. I didn't really do much of anything. What did you do, Ryan?
I went to my aunt's on Easter. Had a nice Easter dinner. Kind of did a lot of R&R, but on Tuesday, I got my first dose of the COVID vaccine on Tuesday. The wife and I got it together. Nothing really, not too painful. And AJ both know, everybody knows how you and I both eat needles, but the COVID shot was nothing to it. Wednesday I woke up, arm was a little sore, a couple cold chills here or there. No headache, knock on wood. But my arm feels great today and was back to the grind today.
What was that last part, Ryan? Sorry, I was looking at.
Back to the grind. I've thought about taking Wednesday off, but I'm
didn't grow a second head or anything.
No, I'm not climbing up any walls either. Or
you don't have the Spider-Man stuff yet.
No, I haven't gotten that 6th sense yet, or I haven't gotten a full head of hair yet. Unfortunately, I thought that was going to help out on it, but no, it hasn't happened yet.
Didn't have any Rogaine in there.
No, I wish it did.
You need to put those little chia pet seeds on top of that head. See if anything grows off of it.
Yeah, the pottery that grows. Yeah, right.
You gotta be the Bob Ross one.
Yeah, exactly. So we did that on Tuesday, and It's been kind of playing it by ear.
Well, not bad.
Ready for tomorrow. The new baseball video game comes out finally for the Xbox. Looking forward to that.
Yep, I will be on at midnight tonight.
No, nice. I'm gonna try to be up before midnight, but we'll find out.
Say again?
I said I'm gonna try to be up for midnight, but I don't know. We're getting our roof done tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, that's news. We've got a new roof. We're getting it. They got all. I don't know if you saw Sarah's Facebook page, but they got all the stuff on top of the roof ready to go. Said they'll be here about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Not bad.
Start doing it. No, not at all. And then the weather here in Michigan, I'll tell you what, we've had days where we've hit close to 80. Today it was like in the 50s, and then early this morning there was snow. So, welcome to Michigan.
Yeah, it's hotter than hell here right now.
Not surprised. Welcome to Florida.
Yeah, and I'll be back in the 70s by this weekend, I guarantee it.
Oh, that'd be nice.
They can't decide if we're in winter, spring, or summer right now.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But watched the Masters last weekend a little bit. That was pretty.
Yeah. That was very entertaining. Very entertaining golf for sure. I put a little money on the Masters. I put money on two guys. One of them who is played really well at Augusta National, which was Jason Day. I put like a $5 bet on him because his odds were so bad. But I know the guy can golf there. But no, he didn't even make the cut. And then I put money on the same guy you did, Bryson. And
yeah, he barely even made the cut.
Yep. He everybody's like, the power game at Augusta is something that you need.
He withdrew from this weekend's tournament or next weekend's tournament.
Yeah. He needs more accuracy with that, because he can absolutely kill the ball. As we saw, I forgot what, I think it was the Arnold Palmer when he was going across the lake.
Yep, he did it twice, back-to-back days.
Yep. Everybody's like, he's going to do it again. Hey,
Ryan, bring him back up the show.
Yep.
Are they having an online franchise mode?
From what Tony said, he hasn't seen anything about, an online franchise, but it's something they're working on, I do believe.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, tonight's when I just make my Road to the Show player.
Oh, I love Road to the Show. I always do second base or shortstop or third base.
I'm trying to remember where I was doing last time. I think I was doing third? I think I was third last time. Might do first this year. Who knows?
Yeah. WrestleMania was Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I watched Sunday. What a bore.
Yeah, I'm getting into that. It was nice to see Vince come out Saturday, thanking, welcoming the fans back, and they do all the anthem and the flyover, and they go right to Michael Cole, and he's like, "Well, we're starting WrestleMania with a weather delay," and I'm like, I feel like I'm watching a cup race.
Ryan, just random thought.
Okay.
Did they not think they should have, in Florida, in the middle of spring, put some sort of coverage over the ramp and the ring?
For Mandy Rose's sake, yes. Kudos to her, because I've seen the video. She goes down, she gets right back up, and she's right back into it.
I haven't seen that video. I'll have to look at it, but I haven't seen the video of it.
Yeah, she went down, and she got right back up, and then the next night, Randy Orton, first match of the night, was, testing the ramp and all that. So, but yeah, I mean, for the 2-night WrestleMania, I enjoyed it. I kind of hope most WrestleManias go to 2 nights now instead of not getting over till 12:30, 1 o'clock. The main event Saturday night between Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks was definitely a great match to watch. I do have a problem, though, with the subscriber to the WWE Network now, which is now transformed to Peacock. I have if I had a rant right now, it would be about Peacock and how bad the service is.
So last night, before I was going to bed, or I had just got home from softball, and I'm eating my dinner, and I'm like, man, I want to watch that Stone Cold Sessions with Chris Jericho. And so I was like, oh, I'll go to the network, because I thought the network was still active.
Nope.
So I go to the app for it, and it pops up on the screen. You can catch all your favorite WWE Network content on Peacock TV. I'm like, oh, you guys, you expletive.
Yeah, I had a couple expletives too, because I was what was it, the Thursday night NXT show was strictly on Peacock, and I'm watching on my tablet so I can play some Xbox, and it kept freezing and the lag issues. Luckily, our buddy Marsh was streaming it, so I watched it on my phone instead of my tablet. I'm like, this is ridiculous. And luckily, I didn't have any problems Saturday or Sunday with it. It was just so choppy, though.
Yeah, I had no problems with it either. Actually, I think, judging by the way you guys were talking in the group chat, I think I was ahead of you guys pretty much all night.
Yeah, it seemed like it. Like, I know I was going to be behind because I was on my tablet and everything.
I will say, there was one point where I did stand up, and I was shocked. I was shocked that I was actually standing up.
What's that?
It was when I think Edge hit both spears on Bryan and Reigns.
Yeah.
And he went in for the pin. I thought he had it. I really did.
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be cool as hell to see Edge win a title again.
Like I said, I definitely enjoyed it. Saturday was definitely the better night of the two. But that triple threat match that you were just speaking of, I thought saved Sunday. That and the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn match was really good.
So I did the free trial of Peacock TV.
Yep.
Then I canceled it the next day.
I think a lot of people did that.
Like I was telling you guys, I would love to have seen the free trials to endpoints of the subscriptions. Yep. I would love to have seen it.
I mean, I watch Peacock because they got Lost Speedways on there, the Dale Jr.
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Even though NBCSN's showing them during rain delays, I'm like,
and Ryan, I'm pretty sure that, man, when I watched Lost Speedways, I didn't have to pay for nothing. So I think it might be a part of their free content. Maybe. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure it might be free content.
Yeah, but like I said, definitely an enjoyable WrestleMania. I didn't go in with it with high expectations at all.
I'm still all AEW.
Yeah, I didn't like any of the card. How about today? Speaking of WWE, them releasing Samoa Joe among others.
Yeah, there was a lot of big names involved in that today. I saw.
Yep, I think Joe might go to AEW. I think he wanted to get back in the ring or something. There had to be something where he wasn't happy.
He didn't want his last wrestling moment to be in a poncho.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, so we had a no-hitter last night too, huh?
Yeah, Chicago White Sox. He had a perfect game, but then I think he hit a batter or something.
Hit a batter on the toe.
Yep.
Hit a batter on the toe.
If you're gonna hit somebody, hit them, in the shoulder or the side. But out of all the places, the toe.
Then you had last week the Conforto leaning into the pitch.
Yep.
And that one. So like a lot of hit batters being news in baseball these last couple weeks.
Well, especially if you're an Astro, which the Tigers swept this past week, which was nice to see the Tigers.
Very nice.
Yes, Tigers are a fun little club to watch. This kid Badu, kid's raking the baseball.
That's how you say his name. I kept seeing you guys like talk about him, and I'm like, I can't even pronounce that name.
Yes, Badu.
Okay, so I was like, Bado.
Yeah.
Badu.
I gotta ask you a question. How do you feel about the Bruins trade?
I love the addition of Taylor Hall. It definitely showed on Wednesday night. Was it Wednesday night? No, Tuesday night when they played. Tuesday night. Because the speed that he brought to that second line was incredible. That was something that I haven't seen before. I think pairing him with David Krejci, who's like an assist machine, is even better. And he's finally on a winning team. He's never had that before. So I think it's a pretty good combination. Honestly, the highlight of Tuesday night, though, was that Kevin Miller fight where he...
Oh, yeah, so you post that.
Yeah, he drops the gloves, hits a mean right hook that knocks this dude down, as he's falling down, he's got a hold of the jersey, picks him back up, and is like, I'm not done with you yet, and just continues to pummel him. But that's, yeah. Upcoming news on the
I thought Edmonton was going to go after Taylor Hall, bring him back to Edmonton.
I think that
I knew they were one of the teams that were really high in talks with him. And then how about the Red Wings trading Anthony Mantha at the last moment too of the trade deadline?
Yeah, you're not a fan of that one, huh?
Actually, I am. Actually, I like what the
for where he went.
Well, Washington, I kind of wish he'd have went somewhere else, but Stevie got Richard Panik and Vara, I think how you pronounce his name, and then a couple draft picks. They have 30-some draft picks in the next 2 drafts the Wings do.
Trust in Yzerman. I mean, you saw what he did with Tampa, so trust Yzerman. But
meanwhile, in Edmonton, they're trying to trust Kenny Holland.
You don't like Chiarelli?
No, I never liked Shirley. So
glad you guys got him. I'm glad we got rid of him.
Yep.
So upcoming news on the show. Next week we will be off again. I'm going on a late vacation, and I've got some prior commitments later in the week that I can't reschedule, and I can't reschedule what just came up for the beginning of the week. So we're off next week, pre-Talladega. So when we come back, we're going to give you our picks for Talladega tonight. We're going to be back after Talladega to give you all the recap from there. So 2 weeks off and 2 out of 4 off and on. But we'll be back to a regular schedule off into April or late April, early May. And I know in late May, Ryan, I also will be off on a vacation towards the end of May, Memorial Day weekend actually. But
yeah, I'm going north Memorial Day weekend. I'm going dirt track racing.
But I believe we will be able to record earlier on in that week, so we shouldn't miss that at all. So
no, not at all.
All good there. Ryan, we got some racing action to go over finally after an off week from Martinsville. So why don't you say we get into some gas and go, since we've already got our news done for the week.
Yeah. Gas and go. Well, we'll see at the track.
Yeah. Gas and go to recap the race weekend, and kicking things off on Saturday, sort of, was the Xfinity Series, and we got a stage and a half in. Some rain.
Friday night, yeah.
Some rain decided to show up Friday night, and it was funny because I was leaving our Friday night league, had it on the radio, went to a buddy's house, saw that it was in a rain delay on my phone, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll probably catch the last half of it on my way home. I left there at 11, 12?
Yeah.
Turn on XM in the truck, because I got a free year of XM when I bought the truck.
Nice.
And
octane, by the way.
It's already preloaded.
Right.
So I turn on the NASCAR XM90, and they're still in the rain delay, and I'm like, unless they plan on starting this thing back up at 1, this isn't happening tonight. Sure enough, didn't happen Friday night. They couldn't get it. They couldn't find that window, and I think it got too late in the night, or early morning at that point. So Saturday, we'll at least get some cup racing in, right? Nope.
Wrong.
Rained again, like 30 laps in, 42 laps in.
Yeah, something like that, 42 laps.
So then we move to Sunday, where the Xfinity Series kicks it off again.
Yeah.
And Josh Berry gets the win. Super pumped to see Josh Berry win on Sunday. And the emotion out of Dale Jr. afterwards was pretty impressive too. You know, he said he never got that way for any other, nothing that his dad did he ever got that way for. Just seeing Josh and just being so happy for him to win. That really cool.
It just shows you too with Josh Berry that patience does pay off in the end. He's 35. He's been running all over the short tracks, and one prior in a late model, I think, at Martinsville. They said prior to the victory lane.
Like 300 laps out of 300 laps.
Yeah, the guy can get it done on a short track. So I mean, it was so cool to see too. It was funny enough too. I had I'm like, all right, I'm watching the Xfinity race. I'm like, man, who do I want to put on the spotter? Normally I put Noah on. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put Josh Berry on. Listening to the spotter, and I'm like, that voice sounds. Oh, it's Tab. I'm like, all right.
Sound a little familiar to you?
Yeah, so, I'm like, hey, it's Tab, and then great car by you. Great car, great pit stops. Got through the traffic when needed. Great win.
So on Sunday, I had prior commitments already from a couple days before that I was me and the lady were gonna go to down south to Fort Myers to hit the Bass Pro and the different shops down there.
Oh, nice.
So walking up to the good old Red Robin, which I hadn't had in a couple years. I get a phone call from a buddy of mine who's like, "Hey, you watch the Xfinity race?" And I go, "No, I didn't really even think about it, to be honest with you. I mean, I knew it rained out and I knew it was being ran. I just didn't realize at the time, what was going on." And he goes, "You need to turn it on right now." Sure enough, I turn it on and it's like 5 laps to go and Barry's in the lead. And I go, "No way."
Yep.
And I thought Gregson was going to catch him there at the end.
I thought so too. I know Gregson won the Dash for Cash.
And damn well Gregson isn't afraid to put a bumper to a teammate. So I was this is going to get really interesting here if there was a couple more laps.
Ask Justin Allgaier about it. And it was so cool too. The victory lane, Noah's the first guy up there to congratulate him, though. I thought that was pretty kick-ass too. So
yeah, it's super awesome for Josh Berry to get that win. I know that
and Junior Motorsports as a whole too.
Yeah, for sure. And it's cool because now you see different corporate representatives for Junior Motorsports, basically Kelly Earnhardt Miller.
Yep.
Tweeting out different sponsorship questions, asking for some opportunities, so this way they can get Josh full time and get him into the playoffs.
I hope somebody comes along. I kind of hope Hendrick Cars comes along.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, it's tough because he's splitting that ride with Sam Mayer, isn't he?
Yeah, Sam Mayer, yep.
So it's going to be tough, but this is why I don't understand the whole you have to be at a certain point in the playoffs. It's when you're in, right?
It should, it should be. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Winning, you're in. He won a race. It's not like he won like a fluke deal at Talladega or Daytona or at a road course. No, he won at Martinsville.
Martinsville, yeah, flat track, nice short track.
It's also the first time the 8 car has been in victory lane in the Xfinity Series since I believe Junior did it at Michigan.
Yeah, hell yeah, Michigan.
So. During that race, Ryan, we got an example of the intentional spin penalty with Josh Williams.
Oh, yeah, good old Josh.
And it was interesting to see them call the intentional spin because we've never seen that called before.
Unfortunately, when they called that, I was out getting lunch, and I got back, and that's when they showed the replay. I'm like, yeah, you could see that.
Yeah, but it sets an example, this is NASCAR saying we're not joking around about this. Like, you intentionally spin to bring out a caution, we are for sure gonna give you a penalty for it. So I think it was more of an example for the Cup race afterwards, setting that example, saying we're not going to tolerate this. Don't worry, there was no shortage of cautions in the Cup race.
Yeah, especially that final stage. There was a lot of cautions in the race too.
Yeah, but so that's an interesting point to see how it plays out for the rest of the year.
Especially say if you're that guy who is 17th, but you're 3 points out of getting in that 16th spot for the Cup Series, or any of the other series, and your teammate is so far out of it that
you bring out the Boyer example, aren't you?
Yep.
Got an arm itch?
Yeah, exactly.
Stage winners in this one. First stage, Noah Gragson. Second stage, Daniel Hemrick. There's a duo right there. Josh Berry was your race winner. Top 5, Josh Berry, Noah Gragson, Daniel Hemrick. Ty Gibbs. I was about to say Brandon Gibbs. Brandon Jones finishes 5th. And your standings following Martinsville are... Of course, I didn't have it ready. I had it on the Cup side. Didn't have it on the Xfinity side yet. It is currently, as it stands, Cindric, Hemrick, Allmendinger, Snyder, Allgaier, Burton, Haley, Gibbs, Burton, Jones, Clements, and Gregson. Josh Berry is 17th, and if he was running a full schedule, he'd be in the playoffs.
Yep.
So that's where I get that kind of like, come on. Like, really? You gotta race in X amount of races, can't be part-time? Like,
yeah, I don't. Yeah, see, that's the thing too, though. If you're a part-time, you're a part-time guy, but you're in that, to be into the playoffs, you should get into the playoffs. If you're above that cut line and you have won a race, you should be able to get into the playoffs.
No, Ryan, I agree with you.
I
don't know. I see a tweak to that rule coming soon.
Yeah.
But the next race for the Xfinity Series isn't for another week. It's going to be at Talladega next Saturday. And that is on Fox. Let me get a time for you here. I had a time for it. It is 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Moving on to the Cup Series, and at this point, Ryan, we might as well just change Martinsville Speedway to Martin Truex Jr. Speedway.
Yeah, you might as well.
Martin Truex Jr. gets it done, gets the win on Sunday evening, whatever you want to call it.
Mid-afternoon.
Completely dominated the last stage. Ryan Blaney dominated the first half of that race until, once again, Ryan Blaney sweeps both stages. Something happens in the last stage that ruins their day.
Yep.
That team has been so close this year.
Yep.
Ran over the air hose, Ryan, like you were about to say. It gave damage to the left side of the car. It's speaking of damage, Ryan, on pit road, something that I didn't put in the show sheet, but I forgot about. Corey LaJoie coming off of pit road there.
Oh, man.
Was running 11th.
Top 15. Good for that team. And I think it was, the 8 car, if I'm not mistaken?
I believe it was Tyler Reddick, yes.
Yeah. And just destroyed that car. Unfortunately, cost him the race. Couldn't continue with the damage. He put on Twitter, he's like, guys, it was one of the best cars I've ever run in at Martinsville. We had the car, to get us a nice finish. And unfortunately, it's a racing deal that happened.
Yeah, like I said, unfortunately, that's what ended up happening. That team was set for, it could have been a top 10.
Yeah,
depending on what happened.
Without the cautions?
Yeah, without the cautions, depending on what happened, lane choice and all that there. Unfortunate for them, and it wasn't the only issue we had on pit road during the race. I believe there was a close call with Chase coming off of that final pit stop there, which didn't tear up the car too much. I think it pulled the fender out a little bit, but yeah, it was definitely some tight action.
That's what I thought the racing was good too. You had battles all, I love it, beating and banging. Love it about short track racing. I mean,
and that moment with Truex after the race where he pulled the young kid out of the stands and had him next to the car when he climbed out of it. That was perfect. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, I seen you posted that on Twitter too. So
that if you haven't seen that yet, head over to our Twitter page and I retweeted it. You'll see it. It was really cool. And I know Patrick's happy about Truex winning because he is.
Yep.
He is a big Martin Truex Jr. fan. So, and so is a good friend of the show, Eddie Greer, who we'll have on here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, EG3. I know he was pretty pumped about that win. I saw on his Twitter page.
Oh, yeah. I mean, first 2-time winner of the year. I don't know if I mentioned that yet.
Yeah, first 2-time winner. So I wanted to mention, too, AJ, about, Truex pulling that young man out of the stands. That just shows you, too, right there. You know how we mentioned it earlier in the show about, with the fans going back to, at Darlington like that. It just shows you these drivers miss the interactions with the fans. And I want to speak from firsthand experience. I got a ticket package. It was for the Martin Truex meet and greet. And I thought, out of all the drivers I've met in the sport, easily one of the nicest guys in the garage.
Yeah, and you hear that from a lot of people too.
Yep.
I'm always happy to see Truex win, even though it's not my driver, and my driver's had a couple run-ins with him over the last couple years.
Same here at Michigan. That day I met him.
It's just you always get happy to see a guy like Truex win, you know. His
cool, impressive burnout too, by the way.
Yeah, did you hear later on in the race when Cody Ware spun? And
No.
Mike Joy, when they were like, caution on the racetrack, and they flash it over, and he's like, it's Cody Ware.
Yeah, I do remember him saying that, and I'm like, I think that was a knock on Cody.
Cody Ware, who spun his teammate earlier, too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, Ryan. Rick Ware Racing. Oh,
yeah.
Gosh. Mind you, we try to be as partial as we can and, you know, as unbiased as we can be. That team's just pissing me off this year.
Do I need to call Gwen right now and have her tell you to calm down?
Oh, that was hilarious that night at Daytona. Stop it. Stop what? You're watching them.
They don't have any chance to win. Stop watching.
I just couldn't help it, man. Like, whole pack goes by. You're watching them hit the backstretch. And we're sitting, you know, right before turn 1. Seeing them entering turn 3. And then all of a sudden you're... There they are. 5 cars.
Yeah, oh yeah.
No, but I was going to say something about Martin Truex Jr.'s teammate there at Joe Gibbs Racing, Kyle Busch, who I thought had a really good car and was up there for a little bit in the top 10. Had an issue, something either broke on the car or, you know, something in the suspension maybe. I don't know if they ever actually elaborated on what it was. But he spun earlier on in the final stage, I want to say. Final stage? Or the second stage? Then him and Chris Buescher go at it coming out of the turn. And Buescher kind of dumps Kyle but wrecks himself in the same spot and creates the biggest logjam in Martinsville Cup Series history.
I think that was the big one at Martinsville. And you know, it was a shame too because Alex Bowman was up in the top 5. He had a good car too until he had a loose wheel, comes to pit road. Obviously, you're going to lose 2 laps easily at Martinsville. Gets caught up in that wreck too, and it's just like that team has had no luck this year. The 48 team, same with the 18, just no luck for those guys.
No, and I mean add Stewart Haas Race into that mix, and especially Eric Almirola. Another one with just no luck this year. But it's funny that you were talking about it or you said Gwen earlier. So we're watching the race when we got home Sunday.
Yeah,
and she's studying for this this big test she has coming up for to get her certification for, and I want to say radiology, like it's radiology, but it's not technically called that. So it's a weird, real fancy name.
It's a scientific term. How's that?
Yeah, but she like looks up from what she's doing, and she's like, they just all kind of wrecked into each other, like, really slowly. And I go, yeah, that's pretty much what happens here when there's more than 3 cars wrecking at the same time at Martinsville.
Yeah, it was just crazy how it happened though, because everybody's like, "Yeah, I had stopped," but people need to get their spotters checked. I think Bowman said something along those lines too. It's like, yeah, I was stopped. I wasn't anywhere near it at all.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, boom.
Ryan, there's just nowhere to go. Those brakes are so worn out by that point.
Yeah.
It's, like, and that's what I was trying to tell.
The track's only so long in Martinsville too.
Yeah, and then like I was telling Gwen, I go, think about it. It's a 500-mile race. You're
500
on the accelerator for a 500-lap race. You're on the accelerator hard. Then you're really hard onto the brakes. Those brakes by this point are so worn out that you just can't. You can't just stop. You know, you can't just stop dead in your tracks. That's what happens.
It's almost like stopping on ice is basically what it is.
Exactly. It's stopping on a wet racing surface is what it is. You know? And then you had, was it Priest running the Louisiana hot sauce car, and then it catches on fire, like, really brought out the paint scheme a little bit too much.
Oh,
there.
Yeah,
Talk about sponsorship dedication.
Yeah, hell yeah. Like people that have the loose lugs on their car. It's always a sponsor shout out to us.
And Daniel Suarez, who was having a decent run back up through the field to get a lap back, was involved in that too, and that was unfortunate for them.
He got mad at a certain driver. We're not going to mention who he got mad at, but he threw something at that car. Yeah, we won't mention that.
Did you hear? Was it Boyer who was like, he should have put that on his car to stop the fire?
Boyer's been a great with that. Yeah.
Oh man, a feel good story, Ryan. Bubba Wallace led a couple laps in this one.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I had texted Tony. I'm like, you might want to turn on the race. Bubba's winning.
I mean, you kind of knew he was going to fall back just because they were playing the pit strategy game. But, I mean, he stayed up there and held his own for a decent handful of laps. So, it's good to finally start seeing some speed out of 2311.
I think they're, like everybody said, it's a new team, everything. It's still Gibbs equipment, though. I mean, that's the thing that's, shocking me why these guys haven't been up front. Some of these tracks where Gibbs has been notoriously really good at.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it has to also play into the fact that it's a brand new team. It's the first time a lot of these guys are working together. So, I mean, they're also having to learn Bubba from scratch. A lot of those guys never worked with him before either. So, it's finding that right balance right now with them. And if this is the first step really in that direction, like to be competitive, then here we are, He had a couple run-ins with Ryan Newman there. Ryan Newman's car looked like it just went through an enduro race.
I would say that, yes, or a dirt track.
And he was in the top 6 for most of the race, and that car looked like it was in 3 wrecks before.
Yeah, good running for Newman, too. I mean, he loves the short tracks. So, but like you said, that car looked like it was, the National Predators. When they do their playoffs, they have that smash car out there. That's what the Newman car looked like.
Stage winners in this one, Ryan Blaney swept the first 2 stages. Martin Truex Jr. was your race winner. Almost said Ryan Truex. Ryan Truex Jr., your first-time Cup winner.
All right.
Top 5, Martin Truex Jr., Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, and Kyle Larson. Look at Hendrick, 3 of the top 5.
Yep, and like I said, unfortunately, Bowman, he had that loose wheel issue because he was up. All 4 of the Hendrick cars were in the top 10 the majority of that race until, unfortunately, where Alex Bowman had his issue.
Starting to get to the warmer times, Ryan. It's when Hendrick starts looking the best.
Yep. That's good finish for Chase. He definitely needed that.
Yeah, I was hopeful there that we would get a caution or something to at least see what we had for Truex, but just didn't come to be.
Nope.
Standings following Martinsville: Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Christopher Bell, Michael McDowell, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Chris Buescher, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, and Kurt Busch round out your top 16. Next race for the Cup Series is Richmond this Sunday, 3:00 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Yeah, I'm back on Fox.
Back on Fox. So what, we go 1 week on FS1 and now
back
2
to
weeks
Fox.
back on Fox?
For some reason, that Martinsville race is, ever since I think Fox Sports 1 came on, or Speed, that Martinsville race has always been not on Fox for some reason. I don't understand.
Yeah, I think it's just their way of trying to get more people to turn to FS1. If I had to guess,
I mean, you got to think, too, if it was on network television, it would just going up against the Masters.
That's true, too. We're solid point there, too.
Oh, the good old Masters.
All right, so we've recapped the race week. We've already gone over our news. It's time for some social media, Ryan.
All right.
Oh, that is the wrong one.
Uh-oh.
That's the right one. We almost ended the show right there. This one flew by.
I didn't even get to do my rant.
Social media update. We are at 2,648 downloads on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that. 393 followers on Twitter, 84 likes on Facebook, and 27 subscribers on YouTube. That show with Dalton our last show with Dalton Good, that was by far our biggest jump in viewer/listenership. I think after 24 hours, we tripled how many YouTube views we got on a live stream, and also in 24 hours, it surpassed what we've ever done in 1 week of the show being put up. So,
Yes.
really cool. It's cool.
And I do apologize about the reflection off the head. I mean, I know it's hard when people are watching on YouTube. I mean,
but it was really fun having Dalton on last week.
Yes,
He was a
yes.
great guest. I can't wait to have him back.
and then I'm even drinking Roundy Energy now.
Yeah, look, you've been warped.
I won't ever cheer for Kyle, but I'll drink his energy drink.
New
And
followers.
enjoy what he does with the social media and his charity.
Yeah, for sure. All right, some new follower shoutouts this week because I don't think I mentioned any last week. We have at Lawman Costner, at Sarative, at NASCAR Fast Track, and at Waddle3 Cody. Thank you all for the follows. Welcome to the program, and welcome to the, what was it that Eddie said? The hashtag Lugs fam?
Yeah, the Lugs fam.
Lugs fam. That's my phone locked. So last week you heard us talk about how I ran out of notebook space for the show sheet. So I've been using my phone's notes section in order to do the show sheet, so it locked on me. Podcasts free to check out: Lap Traffic Podcast, PTM Racing Podcast, 3 Wide NASCAR Podcast with EG3, the Side Draft Podcast, and the Final Lap Weekly. Some places you can find us: we are on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, Pandora. You can even ask Alexa to play us. You can do all that by searching in your search bar the Loose Lugs Podcast, and making sure you subscribe, follow, turn on that notification bell so this way you can hear Ryan ding in your ear.
Ding, ding, ding.
And so you get notified every time we upload new content. On Twitter, we are at Lugs Podcast. You can tweet us about the show using the hashtag LugsPod. And on Facebook, in your search bar, the Loose Lugs Podcast. Ryan, what is your personal account?
Rencola88.
All right, we've reached the point in the show, Ryan, where it is time for you to rant, my friend. The mic is all yours.
All right, guys. Hope everybody's being safe out there this time of year. Weather's starting to warm up across the United States. Awesome to see people coming back to the racetrack. We can't wait to see everybody out there. I personally do not have a rant this week. I do want to talk about something that's happening also Sunday. I do believe it's 3 o'clock on NBCSN, and that is 7-time NASCAR Cup champion Jimmie Johnson getting behind the wheel, the 48 car in the Indy car. I do expect big things from him this year in IndyCar. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to be switching back and forth between the Cup race and the IndyCar race on NBC to check that out to see how he does. So the IndyCar racing is getting underway this weekend. I know a lot of our listeners out there not only follow NASCAR, but they follow all types of racing: dirt track, drag racing, IndyCar, everything. So yes, definitely something to look forward to this weekend to see Jimmy in an IndyCar. I think Peacock has practices on as well.
Here goes that damn channel again.
Yep, there's that damn Peacock again. And then NBCSN is showing their qualifying. So it's going to be interesting to see, AJ. What do you make of Jimmy going to IndyCar? Do you expect success from him? Winning a race maybe? What do you expect?
I'm going to hit you with it here, Ryan.
Go ahead, hit me with it.
I think Jimmy's going to go over some turtles.
All right, there
You're going to take a gamble.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think Jimmy's got a shot at being competitive. I mean, we haven't even seen a race yet, though. You know, you'll get a real sense during practice this week, but I think it's going to take a couple races probably just to get that feel for what it's like to have other cars around you. You know, also competing for the win at that point. But give him a couple races, and I think you have a really good shot at seeing what Jimmy was in NASCAR, potentially, I say again, potentially in IndyCar.
I mean, he's with a good team, too, in Ganassi, so...
They did win the championship last year, didn't they?
Yeah, Scott Dixon, 7-time champion. Him and Tony Kanaan are splitting rides. Jimmy's doing the road course and street circuits, while TK's doing the ovals. There is talk that Jimmy possibly will run the Indy 500 next year. There's
That'd
a
be
big
cool to see.
rumor going around on that.
I'd like to see him do the double.
I would too.
But all right, is that the rant for the week?
Yeah, not really much of a rant. Just excited to see the open wheel guys get back to it this weekend as well.
Correct. I agree with you, buddy.
They're in Alabama.
In Alabama. So
yeah, at Barber. I think that's what it is, Barber.
Skip Barber.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, white flag. Now I can actually hit this sound effect and it makes sense. White flag.
All right.
In line with you, coming to the white. Only two.
White flag, we're giving you our predictions for Richmond and Talladega. Ryan won last week with 2 points, getting the Martin Truex Jr. win, so he gets the 1 point and the bonus point to my one with Noah finishing second. Season standings, I currently lead 18-15. So Ryan, you get to go first for winning last week. Who do you got for the Xfinity Series at Talladega?
You're not doing Richmond picks?
I will be after we get there.
So we're doing all right. For Talladega, I'm going to go to the 11 of Justin Haley.
11 of Haley. All right. I'm going to go with the 8 of Josh Berry.
Good pick.
The Truck Series, Ryan, Richmond, who you got?
I'm going to go the 24 of Rafael Lessard.
I am going to go with the 21 of Zane Smith.
All right.
Cup Series at Richmond, who you got?
Cup Series at Richmond, give me Joey Logano.
I'm going to go with the 19 of Martin Truex Jr.
My dark horse is the 24 William Byron.
Ah, you stole my dark horse. There it is.
That's right.
There it is. Now I got to rethink that strategy. You know what? I know who I'm going to pick for that one.
All right.
All right, so I told you that I'm picking Truex for the race win. My dark horse pick is the 12 of Ryan Blaney.
All right.
Talladega, Ryan, who you got?
It's a no-brainer here. Give me the 12 of Ryan Blaney.
I'm going with the 2, Brad Keselowski.
My dark horse is the 23 of Bubba Wallace.
I'm going with the 99 of Daniel Suarez.
All right.
Talladega is anyone's guess. I mean, as everyone knows, you never know what's going to happen when you get to Talladega.
Yeah, I can't wait. I know fans are excited too. I've been, I know a lot of the Twitter pages, especially Talladega's Twitter page. Everybody's like, man, I can't wait to be back down at Talladega. It's going to be exciting and always a good time, I guess. Talladega is known for a crazy party.
Yeah, I'm going to miss the post-infield pictures.
Oh, yeah. Seeing the couches and everything like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm really gonna miss. All right, Ryan, hit him with it,
guys. Yeah, guys. Hope everybody enjoys some 3 short track races in a row. Hope everybody enjoys it. Guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you at the track.
Special thanks to Patrick and Tony for coming out in our chat and talking with us here on the live stream. Thank you for tuning in on the live stream, even if you didn't comment anything or type in the chat. We're all good here. Thanks for tuning in to this podcast on any of the podcast platforms we mentioned earlier. We really appreciate you all for tuning in. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We're out. See ya.